Hey guys, so I have no idea if this is live or not. I was messing around with my phone. I finally downloaded the YouTube app and I saw that they had this option where I could go live. So, I mean, figured, hey, let's just give it a shot. And so, what I want to talk with you guys today about is like, why do you collect? And man, my dogs are loud. I don't know how loud that is for y'all. But from what I've found, a lot of people get really frustrated in this hobby because they look at other people's collections. They look at why or how people spend so much money all the time. And I really hope that I'm not a part of that because I do show you guys a lot of the high-end stuff that I have. And it's mainly because you might not get to see it a lot. But the thing is, my real collection, the parts that I would value the most are in these two little binders that I have right here. And I'm going to just go through a few of these things and I'm going to show them to you because if I ever had to part with my collection, it'd probably be the last things that I would sell. And there's not a single graded card, in these two binders. So here we go. All right, so on this first page right here, at the top of it, we actually have a Bulbasaur, Charmander, and a Squirtle. These are no rarity. I've got nothing into these. Pretty much, I got these for free. What happened was a guy used to collect all the jumbos. I think his name was Dalem on E4 or something like that. And he basically asked me what it would take to get this rare metal energy jumbo that I had. And it was actually a card that was never released, and I had it on an uncut sheet type deal. And I just sent it to him for free, and then in return, he actually sent me these. At the time, the no rarities were super hard to find. And then some of the other stuff that I have right here, like these are just cards that I collected from people along the way where they sold to me and they signed the cards. Back when this guy was selling, not many people really did that. So I always thought it was really cool. Some of the stuff you see here at the bottom, these are actually cards that my brother made. Tyler's a guy that I grew up playing basketball with. He was 6 foot when he was like 10 years old. We played on this small garage court, and he ended up being 6'9" at his height, and he's kind of shrunk down a little bit. But he was a big guy, and my brother made these cards for us. And just to give you guys an idea, I don't have muscles like that. I'm sure you could probably tell from my little chicken arms. I weigh about 165. But, I was always really quick and athletic because I had to play against this guy on a small court. He was 6'9". So he made cards for basically all of us. James, he's basically like my best friend. Sorry for the glare. I've never really done this. So, and Cody, he's my brother. He had his own little thing where he could create or make about just whatever. He probably has more of an imagination than anyone that I know. But James, he's still like my best friend now. His wife actually works with us in the mornings. Trenton was Tyler's little brother. He played with us a lot. I don't even know what that is right there. This right here, this is a cool Trainer Ryan card. I'm sure a lot of you know what that is. In fact, I've got a few of his. I've got an E-Series. I've got a couple E-Series right there. That's Sun and Moon era. Met 7 games. He sent me one before. Card Throne. You got Pokemon Radar right there. Not even sure who that is. King Surf. Got myM_MB. And I've actually got a lot more than this. These are just some that I had put in this binder before I tucked it away. This page right here actually has Cyber Jars on it. And the reason I have Cyber Jars is because this was my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card. I used to love playing this in a deck because it would flip over and it would destroy all monsters on both sides. And then you draw 5 cards. 4-star and under would get summoned to the field. I might be sounding like I'm talking gibberish right now, but it was really fun because using my 5 cards could beat someone else's 5 cards. And I like doing a field reset. And some of this other stuff is just like different errors. Like these are no sheen errors. These aren't really a part of that same thing I was talking about earlier, but for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you can kind of see there's no gloss on it. It's almost like a matte type deal, but you can get all of the commons from base set. And there's some other weird stuff in there like that, but I've got another binder. Oh, crap. I forgot that little crowbar. This right here is actually probably my favorite binder. It'd probably be the binder that goes last. And there's nothing terribly special in this binder other than who these cards belong to. These were my dad's. He collected with me for just a small amount of time when I was younger. And I still remember it because we didn't do a ton of stuff together, but I loved it, And I kept all these cards. And I remember what I would do is when I got on the school bus, I would trade for different variations of Charizard. It'd be Charizard, Charmeleon, Charmander. And I would try to bring it home to him. And we'll get to that page here in a minute. A lot of these tops. You've got some Dragon Ball Z. My brother actually owned these. My brother Travis. he was overseas and collecting a lot of this stuff, and he brought them back, and he gave them to me. So I've got some of these cards. That was always the coolest one, that Gohan right there. You can see some of these other ones here. Like, I tried learning the Dragon Ball Z game, but I didn't really get into it. So let me get past them. Oh yeah. So this was this is the page that I specifically remember collecting with my dad. You know, it was really cool when we finally got a base set Charizard. But back in the day when you were on the school bus, it was really hard to find a Charizard at all, much less different variations. And anytime I'd see one, I would do whatever I could to trade it because my dad loved this stuff, and I would bring it home. And these are the exact pages from when I was a kid. It's even got a Topps Chrome one up there. Same thing with the Charmander. It's got a pop out. He used to love these things too. These are like the original vending stickers. I have no idea if whoever printed these had a license to print them or not, but I do know that you could get them at Food Line, and you could get them at Rose's, and you could get them at a lot of places like that. Basically, you took 50 cents and you stuck it in a machine, and you pushed them in, and then out would pop one of these things. They're smaller than regular cards. They have all kinds of different foils, but they're stickers. And almost everyone back in the day, you'd take these things, you peel them off, and you put them on your binder, you know, at school or whatever. But my dad used to keep them. He'd say, you know what, everybody's going to peel these things, and so I'm going to keep them because one day they're going to be really rare. But, you know, it's not really something that people go after too hard. But some of them actually can get pretty expensive if you have popular Pokemon, just because there's a lot of people who collect certain cards, and they go for it. I think I just saw a comment. Is this actually live? I hope it is. I have no idea if this is actually recording. Right now, I am in real time. It's like 1:45-ish or something like that, maybe 1:30. And here's a lot of cards that are just from the Burger King stuff. I think you'll see some that have smooth edges. And if you guys know why those have smooth edges versus the perforated ones, the perforated ones come off of those like the 3x3 sheets where you got 9 cards. However, the ones that are smooth, you could get those in a single black pack that would come from, like, it was also like a Burger King type toy, I believe, but you got like a Moltres or an Articuno or a Zapdos. I believe there was a Scyther and a few others that they had like this little stand, and if you pushed it down, then it would start talking to you. Wow, my hands are real dirty, aren't they? I just moved a couple fire rings. My brother-in-law, he's got access to a plasma cutter, and we've been cutting a few of those. And every time we move them, there's a lot of dirt and soot on it, which I've washed them, but it sticks around. You got to keep washing them. Next up, we have some of these Japanese cards. Again, these were my dad's stuff, and I see why is it low quality? Probably because I am recording live and I don't have the best of reception where I'm at, I guess you would say. Don't have great cell service, so I apologize for that. Again, I think this is my first live, but these are some of the Japanese cards my dad kept. And even back then, you know, he knew that a lot of these band cards, you know, we knew about this stuff. You know, it wasn't something that was more recent. Even back then, people realized that, you know, these were going to be tougher to find. And so he kept some of them. And I'm not sure what all's left in here. I haven't looked at this in a while, so it's kind of cool to see. I know that he loved the Pocket Monsters. I do have an Instagram. I don't think I can change the filming to sideways now. I just kind of held my phone and hit live to see if it works. It looks like it's actually working because you guys are talking to me. These are some Pikachus my dad liked. He actually has, this is the only first edition Jungle fake Pikachu that I've ever had. I've got a fake binder, and I didn't even realize this was fake until I was going back through it maybe a year or two ago. And I saw it and I was like, that's a fake Pikachu, because usually I would pull out any fake, but I just left it there because he's gone now, and I thought it was kind of cool. He had a few promos. And then last here we've got a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I remember buying these even when I was at work in Greensboro back in 2012 or 2013 maybe even a little bit earlier, and I would go to Walmart and I would pick up those blisters that had these. So it was always really cool. This right here, this is a man card. My brother, he would hand these out every now and then to people that he thought were manly or whatever. But my brother, he's a trip. If you guys ever meet Cody, you'll probably love him. And I've got a few other things here, but I'm going to go over that Blue Eyes one last time. This is a different Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It's probably the last card that I would part with if it was just for like memorable purposes, not money or anything. Because this card right here, I remember we were at Toys R Us, my brother and I. It was the first time he had come with me to a league, and he bought a Metal Raiders booster pack, which is a Yu-Gi-Oh pack. It's kind of like Jungle. It's the second set ever released, and he pulled a Mirror Force, which that's like the best card you could have in a deck back then. I mean, everybody wanted Mirror Force, and I remember looking at it. I was like, man, that's really cool. Good job, Cody. And I went about my business. I didn't hang around, and I didn't realize, but there were some older kids there, and they convinced him to trade his Mirror Force for this guy right here, which is a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Granted, this is a nice card. I have no idea what it's worth now, but back then, it's kind of like it'd be like some kid trading, I don't know, like a full art Cynthia for a Charizard GX from a 10. As a kid, all you see is that big, powerful name and the attack points. Like right there, that 4,500, that's a lot. So I mean, that's like the attack power. So that's basically what happened. He kind of got swindled out of this card, and I felt bad as a brother because I wasn't there for him. So I ended up trying to get him pretty good value back for his Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and then I just never traded it because it was kind of like a reminder. I got to look out for him. And when I had a league at my store, I tried to make sure that kids weren't getting hustled by older kids because they saw an opportunity to take advantage. And for me, it's just one of those cards that it always takes me back to a time in childhood where I loved hanging out with my brother. I loved playing the game. And anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I want to encourage you not to compare. Don't think that because you can't afford the $100,000 card or a $10,000 card or a $100 card that your collection isn't good, because even now with the crazy stuff that I have, I mean, these are my most prized cards. Like, these are the things that I hold on to the most dearly, and I still have a binder. I haven't even taken out the original pages in years, but I still look at them and I cherish them. So take that for what you want, guys, and I hope you have a good day.